Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here this Sunday with Scrap Lift Crafternoon, a hop that was started by Kimberly with I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking and Christine Hardin. And today we are scrap lifting this layout by Kelsey Cherry, who you can find on YouTube or on Instagram. And here is her Instagram. It's Kelsey May Cherry. And this is the layout. It's got a couple of 4x4s and a ton of layers. It was a good way for her to use up some scraps. I've got these two super cute pictures of my dog. And then I have a couple of stickability sticker packs or sheets. And then this, I'm going to use the Amy Tangerine Brave and Bold collection. I have the project pad with a handful of papers, some loosey-goosey papers, and a ton of scraps, which is why I selected this paper pad and collection. So I also have this ephemera bit. Look at my hands are flying. Sorry. It's got some stickers and ephemera. So, and then I'm going to use some mixed media like she does in her sketch. I know I want to bring in this black marble shimmer spray, but I'm not sure what other colors I'm going to use. So here are all my goodies in this awesome layout. So let's see how this goes. The first thing I did was went through the project pad to see what I wanted to use. And my first thought was that orangey color. And there is some, originally I picked that floral and then changed my mind to the stripe. Spoiler alert, I do not use that orange paper. I felt like I looked through all my scraps and I only have like 2 or 3 that have that orange color in it. I am a teal and blue and green kind of girl. Those are my favorite colors. That's why I love this collection. There's tons of teals and aqua. So I changed my mind and decided to do a white background, so I cut it in an 11 by 11 and start picking my inks. So the first ink I pick is a Delusion Shimmer Spray in Vibrant Turquoise. And then the next one, after some debate, is also Delusion's Fresh Lime. And I love these sprays. I like the Tim Holtz ones, but these are so shiny, and I just love those. There's a time for everything. Sometimes I want the distressed look and sometimes I want the shiny bits. So I just do the packaging technique, and instead of smearing the whole thing, I kind of push them around with my finger almost like I'm guiding them. And then I do the cast off or the leftovers on the other side. So I'm doing the turquoise on the top left and the bottom right, and then the leftovers on the top right and bottom left. And then I'm going to go to the fresh lime and do the exact opposite. Excuse me. So I just want to make sure it's mostly covered. Kelsey has pretty much covered her page with smears and splatters, and I wanted to do that too. I wasn't sure how big the layout was going to end up getting, or the pile of scraps, because I have so many scraps in this collection. So because I love it, and I bought a ton of these bright gorgeous papers, and so I have lots of little strips and branding strips and 2-inch strips and just different variations. So I wanted to use this up. I almost used a dog collection, but I really didn't have any scraps except for like one partial paper, and I wanted to use up a lot of scraps, and I did. So it doesn't really look like I made a dent in it because there are so many scraps in that pile, but I really did. So I cut my pictures down to a 4x4. Now, this is the first time after getting our dog that we took her for a bath, and she wasn't a fan. So she is a Shetland sheepdog and full of hair, henceforth why we aren't bathing her at home. And so, yeah, bless her heart. So I got some double-sided tape, and just like Kelsey did in hers, I tape my pictures together. And I thought about putting it on this floral first and changed my mind. Decided I really wanted to have like a solid matte first. So I picked this aqua, and I cut it into an 8 1/4 by 4 1/4 and mat it with a 1/4 inch, I guess an 1/8 of an inch mat. And then I just start pulling scraps. I also pull out a Tim Holtz Distress ink pad in tumbled glass. I don't want any major definition in my layers, because when Kelsey is doing hers, she's using a lot of white based papers, and so she inks the side of hers so there's some definition between each layer and the background paper. And that was a super smart move. And I kind of wanted that same concept, but I didn't. I mostly wanted to ink the white sides because the paper is white, has a white core. So when you cut it, it's got white on the outside. So I really just inked it to cover that white core. But I do ink pretty much everything that goes in this massive stack of scraps. I think I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 scraps and then some branding strips. So I pull in that yellowy orange color because it is in the background paper, which I'm going to pull out soon if I haven't already. I really want to use that the heart paper. And I'm thinking, gosh, I don't have a lot of pink in here except for in the background paper. I don't know, but I really want to bring that lime in. So I decide I'm going to see what it looks like, and this is where I'm going to mat my page. So I pull this out. I let it dry a little bit. It really didn't need it. The dilution spray, when you use it in the smearing, it dries pretty quick. When you tap it out or spray it, sometimes it takes a little longer, depending on how much you put on there, how much saturation there is. So I use my tape runner and just tape it down. And so now I'm trying to gauge. I don't want it to go all the way from the top to the bottom. I do want a little bit of a gap there, but nothing major. I mean, she has what looks like maybe the same amount of space on hers. So I do decide to use that heart paper because I really want that pop of black and the pop of aqua and the lime green, because that's obviously going to match my background splattery bits. But then I realize it's super wide, so I take both those heart strips off and just tuck them a little bit more to where they are not going to make that whole thing as wide as it is right there. And so you might notice it like goes away and comes back, and it's not as big. But first I take a little strip. It's a branding strip, and it is from the background paper. And in her video, she also used a scrap of what she has on the background paper in her collection, or in the scrap pile as well. So I wanted to do the same to bring all those colors into the forefront of the layout. And I think this is when I realize I need to make those shorter. And so you can maybe tell that it's a little bit shorter. And then I want to bring a little bit of the lime green in the top and bottom. So I just take another branding strip, and it's like a lime green with a light blue stripe and a white stripe. And I just tuck it into where the lime green is mostly what's showing. And then I just put a bunch of tape on the back, and I'm going to lay it down. And I really do love all the different layers. It brings in different colors on all the sides, but it also is similar in ways, because I have the hearts on both sides and the lime green on the top and bottom, and those little like zebra print. So then I get out a picked raspberry, which is a Tim Holtz Distress Oxide, and I really just tap a little bit in the top corner and the bottom corner by the 2 cluster areas that I plan on using. So I don't follow her sketch per se to where I'm going to put my clusters. I pull this sticker off that says chill out, and I inked around it because it had a white border, and put that down here by where the pink splatters are. And then I tuck this little tiger in that says easy there, because bless her heart, she was like hiding from us, or attempting to. And so my daughter and I took her to get her very first bathy. And so I thought that was very fitting, because she's got, like lion colors, and she's got a big old mane. And yes, I know that's a tiger in the picture, but, it's still a wild animal. And so is this wild girl. No, she's not. She's like the most docile dog ever. So I also pull out this lime green arrow, and I have that pointing to her like she's trying to escape. And then when we open the little door right there, she won't even come down. So she's a hot mess, that one. So I was covering, if I don't know if you could tell, but I was covering my pictures when I was tapping the ink out with a clear packaging, because I don't want any ink getting on the pictures. So then I pull out my puffy stickers, and I find one that says Sassy, which is super fitting. And these are from the same collection. And I put that on top of the Easy There Chill Out. And then I want to add another one, but I don't see one that's going to fit just yet. So I pull this little thing off the sticker sheet that says Make Yourself a Priority. And then I really want to use this little thing that says Life is hard, but you're tougher, or something, or Life is tough, but you're tougher, or something. But the color pattern just doesn't work. So I put that away, and then I pull this little border strip. It's not a full one, it's like 6 inches. And I lay it down underneath that Make Yourself a Priority, so it kind of gives it something to sit on. And I trim off where it gets to the lime green. And then I turn it around, and I do the same thing up close to the left top. And I plan on putting another little word die cut. You'll see it. You can see it right there on the right. It says Girl Gang. Like I said, my daughter and I took Tinkerbell to the groomers, and well, they have a groomer, but they also have their own little bathtubs in there. So that's what we were doing, just trying to get her good and clean. And so I popped that up on foam, and I want it to, that's really the only thing with dimension other than the 97 layers of papers. And so I get that up there, and I want to make sure that it is pretty much sitting on that little strip. And then I find another little puffy that says hello, and I just kind of have that sticking out behind there. And then I pull my Stickabilities doggy stickers out, and I make sure that that title is going to fit, and it says Pampered Pooch. Really, this isn't the best picture to show how much pampering she gets, because she's a very spoiled dog, and she actually hated the bath, but I felt like pampering, getting a bath and being groomed and all the the blow drying and the brushing and all that stuff, I felt like, that's how most people would consider being pampered, but she doesn't like it. So, but I thought that was still fitting, and I put that one over there on the left that says Good Vibes as well, just because I like those colors, and it brings that teal in. And then from this little Stickabilities sticker sheet, or sticker book, I pulled this thing that says Wipe Your Paws. It's not exactly the same color as that aqua, but it does have very similar patterns in it, and I thought it was really cute. It's like a little rug. And so I thought that was cute. So then I get out my little Stickabilities paw prints, and I tuck one in behind the Sassy on the bottom right, and I tuck a couple in behind the Wipe Your Paws, and I put a big one behind the Girl Gang and a couple small ones above it. And then I'm going to take another big one and put it over there next to Make Yourself a Priority. I love using those as like my little clusters of 3, but I didn't want to go overboard, even though they are all over the page. But since I decided not to use a dog collection, this way I was still bringing in the the dog stuff, and it matches since it's black. So that all worked out really good. I have a lot of dog stuff. So then I do get out the Delusions black marble and tap it in the bottom corner, a little at the top left and right, and a little at the bottom left. So just a little. I mean, there's probably 5 or 6, maybe no more than 10 little dots on most of the spaces. But I just wanted to bring that in, since they've already brought the black in with the title and other things. So then I thought, I'm going to look and see if I can find some enamel dots that'll work. She uses enamel dots on her layout, and I thought, well, I'm going to see if I can find some that'll match. And I found these mauve colored ones that are perfect. So I use those in the 3 clusters. And then here is the layout again. So I hope you all will go and check out Kelsey Cherry on her YouTube and her Instagram account. Please see below in the description box, and you can go see how Kimberly and Christine have also taken this sketch and made it their own. Kelsey has some really cool layouts and some awesome videos that you should definitely check out. So I hope to see you all again next Sunday. Happy scrapping.